In a small rural town in United States, there lived a woman named Kerry. People in the town often said that no one carried sadness in their heart the way Kerry did. Her story felt almost unbelievable, a mixture of love, hope, loss, and a lifetime of waiting. This story is fictional, but it reflects the reality that many lonely people silently live through. If it resembles anyone's life, that is purely coincidental. Kerry was born in a quiet countryside village surrounded by old wooden houses, green fields, and long, dusty roads. Her family was not rich, but they were not extremely poor either. They lived a simple life. Her father worked hard every day, and her mother was known in the village for her kindness and warm smile. As a child, Kerry was calm, respectful, and hardworking. She loved books more than parties and dreams more than expensive things. While other children played in the fields, Kerry often sat under a tree with school books in her hands, hoping education would one day give her a better future. The villagers admired her deeply. "She will become someone important one day," they used to say. After graduating from school, Kerry moved to the district city to attend college. For a simple village girl, city life felt huge and unfamiliar. Tall buildings, crowded streets, noisy traffic, everything frightened her at first. But Kerry stayed focused on her studies and slowly adapted to her new life. Back in the village, people proudly talked about her success. Parents used Kerry as an example for their daughters. Her family believed their daughter would someday become highly educated and build a beautiful future. But life changed when Kerry first understood love. Village girls are usually careful with their hearts. Kerry was quiet and innocent, and she never imagined herself falling deeply in love. Yet fate had its own plans. One day, she met Harry, the son of a wealthy businessman from the city. Harry was confident, educated, and charming. Unlike many others, he treated Kerry with respect. He admired her honesty and simplicity, while Kerry slowly began to trust his kindness. What started as simple conversations turned into long walks, late-night phone calls, and years of deep emotional connection. Their relationship lasted 5 years. Through every season, they stayed together. Kerry believed she had finally found the person she would spend her entire life with. Despite the differences between their backgrounds, Harry promised her that love mattered more than wealth or status. Eventually, they got married. For a while, their life was peaceful and beautiful. They rented a small apartment, decorated it together, and dreamed about building a family. Harry worked in business like his father, and Kerry supported him with endless patience and love. They were not living a luxurious life, but they were happy. Then one ordinary morning changed everything forever. Harry told Kerry he needed to travel to a bigger city for business work. It was not unusual for him to travel, so Kerry smiled, prepared his clothes, and reminded him to drive safely. Before leaving, Harry looked back at her standing near the doorway. "I'll come back soon," he said. Kerry never imagined those would become the last words she would hear from him. Days passed, then weeks. Harry never returned. At first, Kerry believed there had been some delay or misunderstanding. She called repeatedly, but his phone was unreachable. She contacted his business partners, friends, and relatives. No one knew where he was. Soon, fear replaced hope. Kerry filed missing person reports at police stations across multiple cities in the United States. She visited hospitals, searched bus stations, airports, hotels, anywhere he might have been seen. Months turned into years. No body was ever found. No confirmed information ever appeared. No final answer ever came. Some people believed Harry had died in an accident. Others whispered that maybe he had abandoned his old life and disappeared intentionally. But Kerry refused to believe those rumors. Deep inside her heart, she continued waiting. Her parents aged rapidly under stress and heartbreak. One after another, they passed away, leaving Kerry completely alone in the world. Many people advised her to remarry. "You are still young," they told her. "You deserve another chance at happiness." But Kerry could never let go of the hope that Harry might someday walk back through the door. Years continued passing silently. She never had children, she never remarried, she never stopped waiting. At first, Kerry worked different jobs to survive. But as she grew older, her health slowly weakened. Her hands became fragile, her back began to ache constantly, and long working hours became impossible. Eventually, she rented a tiny corner shop in the city and started selling small daily items just to survive. Some days she earned enough money for food. Some days she did not. Almost all her savings had already disappeared over the years while searching for her missing husband. Travel costs, police reports, legal documents, investigators, advertisements, and endless desperate efforts. Still, every morning, Kerry opened her little shop. And every evening before closing the door, she looked down the street for a few extra seconds, as if she still expected someone to return. Now Kerry is 54 years old. Her hair has turned gray, her hands shake slightly while pouring tea, her eyesight has weakened. The energy she once carried no longer remains, but the waiting never ended. Some nights she sits quietly beside the window holding an old photograph of Harry from their younger days. She whispers softly to herself, "If you are alive somewhere, why didn't you come back?" No answer ever comes. The city around her changed over the decades. Buildings became taller, roads became wider, new generations grew up. People who once knew their love story slowly disappeared from memory. But Kerry remained frozen in time, a woman trapped between hope and heartbreak. Perhaps the saddest part of her story is not that her husband disappeared. The saddest part is that Kerry spent her entire life waiting for a goodbye she never received. And somewhere in the silence of her lonely little shop, the sound of that unfinished love story still lives on.